Hey everyone, tonight we're looking into the 5 officer-involved shootings here in Anchorage in just the last 2 months. We asked the question today, when are police officers justified in using deadly force? John Thompson joins us after speaking with a criminologist who thinks the number of shootings recently involving APD officers is too much. John?
Well, Mike, I spoke with Dr. Alex DeCarmen, who has trained roughly 15,000 officers over his 27-year career. He also teaches at the FBI National Academy. He offers insight as to when lethal force is justified.
Anytime that a police officer shoots anybody and uses lethal force is a life changer for both the officer as well as for the family and the suspect, obviously.
Criminologist Dr. Alex Del Carmen knows the severity of the decisions police officers have to make in less than ideal situations.
If the person merely lifts that weapon where the officer perceives that the threat is imminent, that the threat is lethal, the officer is in fact allowed to use lethal force.
But Del Carmen says an officer-involved shooting should not be the norm, especially in Anchorage, Alaska.
So in the law enforcement community, use of force training is standardized, even though every law enforcement entity in the United States has some variation.
The training may be the same nationwide, but procedure and protocol may vary. APD sent Alaska's news source a copy of its policy regulations and procedures manual. The section regarding response to resistance reads in part, quote, "The main responsibility of the officers of the Anchorage Police Department is to protect the life and property of the citizens. In compliance with applicable law, officers shall use only the amount of force necessary and reasonable to control a situation, effect an arrest, overcome resistance to arrest, or defend themselves or others from harm." Del Carmen says officers have many options before lethal force is needed.
Pressure points, perhaps use the baton, perhaps rely on pepper spray.
He says departments nationwide are turning focus to mental health and why a person may be acting hostile.
We have to train police officers to de-escalate when possible, and we have to teach police officers to recognize those signs of mental illness whenever they're present during a call.
The latest officer-involved shooting occurred early Monday morning, and this is just in. Anchorage police have now identified the suspect in that shooting investigation as 51-year-old Damian DeLiso. APD says that a follow-up press conference is scheduled for Thursday afternoon at 1 o'clock. Mike?
All right, thanks.